so I want to make sure it start on time. There we go. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a great holiday season. Me and the fellas are back for episode 3 to start the new year. I'm your host, Anthony Quick Reeves. Got my man, Willie Thrill Brown. What's up, Thrill?
What's happening, y'all? I'm Willie Brown. These are the Temptations.
Got my man, got my man, GL Gabe Harris. What's up, Gabe? What's up, baby?
What's going on, everybody in the pub? Everybody happy New Year. And bear down, baby. We're getting ready to shock the world tomorrow.
We'll see. And then we got, last but not least, we got my man Napoleon Gifford. What's up, young fella? How you hanging?
What's up, man? Hold it down, man. Hold it down in South Georgia.
All right, I hear you, bro.
Happy New Year.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to everybody, man. Well, I want to start off with this, man. As everybody knows, the NFL playoffs start tomorrow, actually, with a handful of games, and then goes into Sunday for the rest of the season. But everybody knows, and anybody that knows me knows my team, my favorite team, is the Baltimore Ravens, and I've been a Ravens fan since their inception. And my favorite player right now is Lamar Jackson. Love that brother. Love what he does on the field. Love how he competes. But the one thing that's been really bothering me, fellas, and I want y'all to help me out with this, is the fact that he doesn't seem to get much respect, and as much respect as he deserves because of his playoff record. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. I admit, he has not played well in the playoffs. Okay, last year they finished the season 14-2 with the number 1 seed and got bounced out essentially in the divisional round against Tennessee. Got upset at home. The year before that, they got beat by the Chargers. Now, I give him a pass on that first one because it was his rookie year. He's going up against the Chargers again for the second time in 3 weeks at that time. And although he didn't play well, he brought him back, and it became a game closer than it really should have been. So my thing is, let me ask you this question, fellas. How is it that this brother, he was picked, he was the last pick of the first round of the draft, and he's catching so much heat for not winning a playoff game, but nobody says anything about Baker Mayfield, who's the number 1 pick in the draft that year. And this is his first playoff run this year. He went first. Josh Rosen was picked in that draft. Josh Allen hadn't won a playoff game either. Why is Lamar getting so much disrespect because he hadn't won a playoff game, but nobody else is saying anything about those other quarterbacks?
Well, let me start off by saying we are our own worst critics. First of all, we expect our quarterbacks to be held to a different standard for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know why we do that. But if you notice, I've watched ESPN and some of the talk shows. They're creating stories to make the headlines, to get the viewers to come out and watch. So they'll pick a topic, they'll run with it, and then we as fans and as viewers will take those topics, and then we will go into our own forum and talk about it in the context of what they talked about.
Right.
So we're following that media's lead. And for some reason, I'm just going to put it out there. We as black people always want to hold the black quarterback to a different standard than what we hold the white quarterback. I don't know why we do it.
Hotep alert. Hotep alert.
Hotep Nation stand up.
Hotep alert.
Hotep Nation stand up.
I've done it in the past. For some reason or another, I've done it. But is it right? No, it's not. I've gone on record as saying, hey, I want my quarterback to be a pocket passer, 6'5", 6'6", blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Driving an F-150.
Because I've seen that's what gets the Super Bowl. But now I can honestly say with Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson winning the MVPs back to back. The times are changing. The schemes are changing. So, hey, I'll be the first one to admit it. We holding that brother to a different standard.
Yeah.
Anybody else speak on it?
I disagree 100%. We're not holding it to a different standard. You're a victim of your own success. You are, just like you said, Quick, you are a league MVP. Now, your money is made in the regular season, but your legacy is made in the playoffs. I expect playoff wins. Now, everybody knows. I'm a Colts fan. I love Peyton Manning. And Peyton let us down in the playoffs. Peyton Manning had 5 or 6 rings. Peyton had 5 or 6 rings. Didn't get it done in the playoffs. Now, y'all know that I'm the first one to say that I'm hard on the black quarterback. Because I'll be the first one to say for too long that they've relied on their athleticism and hadn't been putting in the time. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm in no way no damn Booger McFarland. That bastard is ridiculous. But what he said had some merit. You know, sometimes they didn't put the work in. Michael Vick could be the first one to tell you that he didn't put the work in. Michael Vick, talent-wise, should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, but he didn't put the time in till he took that time off and lost some of that athleticism and had to. Now, with Lamar Jackson, he is a dynamic talent, and I love watching him play. But in the playoffs, step up a little bit. Them windows are smaller. Now, Lamar Jackson is not a quarterback that's going to throw you open. He needs to see your numbers to be effective. He got to fix that. That's on him. So we can't blame him. We can't blame him for people having expectations of playoff success when you're doing this in the regular season. All that's fine and dandy during the regular season. But we need some wins in the wintertime too.
And there's a difference now between expectations and actually waiting for this cat to fail. Because I'm going to be real, that's what I think it is with Lamar Jackson. Everybody waiting for him to fail because before he even got in the league, he should be a wide receiver. His skill set don't match. He ain't going to be able to throw. This dude is in his 3rd playoff game, right? I'm going to throw some names at y'all real quick. Walk with me for a second, okay? We got Peyton Manning. We got Drew Brees. We got Jim Kelly. We got Aaron Rodgers. You know all them dudes got it coming? But they ain't win their first playoff game till they 6th year in the league. 6th year in the league. This dude is going to his 3rd in the league. And people already talking about the Ravens shouldn't extend him if he don't win this playoff game.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking
ridiculous. That don't make no sense. So that's crazy.
That first year, he played horribly in the playoffs. He played horribly. But last year, that dude had the ball 79 times. He had 20 carries. He threw for 59. He had 59 pass attempts. He had receivers dropping balls. The receivers had 8 drop balls in that game. They was playing behind that whole game. He had to do it. And y'all forgot about Debo Henry coming down, running over everybody and throwing Earl Thomas on the side. So you can't expect this dude to go out here and just like carry this team by himself. Now, he does have to step up and he does have to play better. But like, man, I'm like, this dude on year 3, we like, if he don't win this playoff game, he don't get his extension. Hey, man, no disrespect. Josh Allen won. But last year when he get to Texas, he looked horrible. He looked horrible in his first game too.
And let me say this. I watched every snap that Lamar Jackson has taken since he's been in the league. And the one thing that bothered me about that Tennessee game last year, it seemed to me that Greg Roman was trying to turn him into a pocket passer in that game. You don't send Lamar back 59 times to throw the ball. You don't send no quarterback back 59 times to throw the ball. Okay, I understand they were behind. They were trying to catch up. But what was the thing that got the Ravens to where they to 14-2? Running the ball. Baltimore, I'll admit, Baltimore is not a good come from behind team. Although I think they kind of dispelled that a little bit in that game against the Browns on Monday night, right before the holiday started. But
that was a good game.
It was. You cannot ask him to go back, drop back 59 times and throw the ball. He's not a pocket passer. The thing that makes him special is because he can use his legs. He can roll outside the pocket and wait for the receivers to get open. And Giff brought up a very good point. They had a lot of drop passes in that game. And this season alone, Hollywood Brown has dropped a bunch of passes. He's not a number one. He's not a number one. Look at the weapons. He's not a number one receiver. They have him at number one receiver. They got him
on my fantasy team. He killed me.
Yeah, they got him. They got Willie Snead, who's a good receiver, a good possession receiver. They got old ass Dez Bryant. Okay. They got Miles Boykin. Okay. Yep. And again,
you got to take into consideration how difficult a time they're going to have signing a legit number one to know that he's not going to catch a lot of passes.
Right, exactly, because of the system. Right. A lot of number one receivers. You're not going to get a Julio Jones in there because they're not going to want to block all day. All right, they want the ball thrown in their direction. That's how they make money. That's how they get the Pro Bowls. That's how they make their living, catching the football. And I agree with you on that. But but there's something I want you guys to understand, and I don't know if you realize this. Joe Burrow this was his first year in the NFL. He's a rookie. He's older than Lamar Jackson.
Man.
He's older than Lamar Jackson. And this is Lamar's third season in the NFL.
God damn. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's 24, but he's several months older than Lamar. Because Lamar just turned 24 either yesterday or the day before. But he's older than Lamar Jackson. So I think maturity, reps, working with continuous work with Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, and I think that'll get him over the top, man. I'm telling you, he's special. If he can get
it seems like he's willing to put the work in.
Yeah. Man. The one thing that I love about this kid, man, he was doing a press conference last week, and they were interviewing him, and he was speaking with the reporters that were interviewing him, and he was calling them Ms. Such and Such, Mr. Such and Such, and they asked him, "Why do you do that?" And he said, "Because I respect them, and I respect what they do, and I want to give them that respect." Okay, he's not shying away from the camera. You can tell that kid's been raised right.
Right.
Okay, and he's got a good head on his shoulders, and I think he can go a long way. That kid could be a Hall of Famer because he's got the tools for it, as long as he keeps progressing. But what you said, Thrill, I agree with you 100%. He's got to work on his pocket presence and being a better pocket passer. If he ever does that, man, look out. I'm telling you, look out. If he ever masters that part of his game, it's going to be hell for the rest of the league.
He's going to be a problem on Sundays.
Yes, sir.
What about Greg Roman, though? He was what? He was in San Fran with Cap.
Yep.
He went to Buffalo with Tyrod. Now he's in Baltimore with Lamar. And one thing I will say with him is his quarterbacks make him look exceptional when they first get there as offense coordinator.
That's a good point.
His playbook just get vanilla.
That's a great
man alive of the quarterback and everything and the way that they play. But you can only putting out there.
That's a tape on you.
Yeah, no. Hey, that's a great point. Matter of fact, that's a great point. As a matter of fact, I was talking with a friend of mine who's also a Ravens fan last weekend. We were watching the game and texting each other. And
the two of y'all?
So you know what? Go to hell.
I thought you were the only one.
He's the only one I know.
Whatever, man. D. Palmer's a Ravens fan. Yeah.
You're right. D is.
Right. So anyway, one of the things I mentioned to him was, I said, you notice that Greg Roman is great for about a year or two. His stuff gets stale and the league catches up with him. And he can't adjust. So I am worried about that from an offensive coordinator standpoint. However, Lamar does need to work on his pocket game. He does.
Yeah. And I think he can do it, man. I just think like this dude on year 3, and they talking about like not extending him, and I'm like,
that's crazy.
They're gonna extend him. They're gonna extend him. I know you're talking about. Bart Scott said that this morning on ESPN. No, they're gonna extend him. Bart Scott don't know what the hell he's talking about. But yeah, they're gonna extend him.
Can't wait.
I know he's talking like he's still playing.
That was a classic line, though.
No, it was.
That's why he's on team because that line.
But I think, like I said, I think Lamar is going to be. I mean, he's a special player right now, and I think if he progresses, like I know he can, because I'll be honest with you, even from last year, I've noticed it this year. Even though maybe the stats don't reflect it, he seems to look better in the pocket than he did, more comfortable in the pocket than he did last year. Now he'll stand there. He'll stay there until the very last minute before he takes off. Last year, he'll read one read, bam, I'm gone.
That's what used to piss me off about Vic, man.
Yeah.
One read, he was taking off.
Yeah. But Vic but like you said earlier, Vic even acknowledged he didn't study his playbook. He didn't work at his craft, man. He relied on that athleticism, and that's what got him through. That's what got him through.
That boy had a cannon, though. Boy.
Oh my goodness! Woo!
That boy had an arm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if you turned that corner, he was putting pressure on your DBs, boy.
Yeah.
Love watching them play.
Oh, I did too. I love Michael Vick. Michael Vick jersey and everything when he with the Eagles. And I ain't even an Eagles fan. But yeah, I love Michael Vick, man. But again, I think Lamar gonna be I think Lamar's special, and I think he's gonna go a long way. And Giff, I think like I said, you made a very good point when you were talking about Greg Roman. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So speaking of, we talking about Lamar Jackson. He got his start at Louisville. We're gonna roll on to the three. I thought you had said you want to talk about, the top tier programs of college football.
Well, I'm gonna talk about not the top 10 because there's not 10 top programs in college football right now. There's 3 programs in college football. Period. You got Ohio State, you got Clemson, and you got Bama. Now
I disagree.
Huh?
I disagree.
Now that fourth, that's fine.
Go ahead.
That's fine. You can be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. So, and that fourth program,
I'm never wrong.
Everybody gets shut up, no. Everybody gets turned and waits on that fourth program. Now, what I want to say is, and like unlike Giff, me and Giff had this conversation before. Giff can't stand dynasties. I respect dynasties. I respect what Nick has done at Alabama to make them the gold standard of college football right now. I respect what Dabo's done at Clemson to climb that ladder. And as much as it hurts my ass to say,
Ohio State, Ohio.
Whoa.
Hey, don't say that, boy. You being recorded.
I can appreciate.
You being recorded.
I can appreciate what's being done at that school that wears scarlet and gray.
Which one? That's a couple of schools. You talking about Temple, or who are you talking about?
Sure, yeah, we'll call it that. Sure. But I can respect what they're doing because they put the Big Ten on notice. And hey, step it up or get left behind, get cracked on. Now, it's funny that we even talking about this because somebody brought it up in the pub just before we came on about Jim being extended in Ann Arbor. Now, I'm on record saying I'm not a fan of firing your coaches because it sets your program back.
Right.
And what we're going to fire him for when he averaging 9 wins a season right now, and we still 2 to 3 years behind from even competing with Ohio State right now, or anybody else in the Big Ten is that far from behind. And that goes for Gabe, your SEC loving ass. Ain't nobody in that SEC got nothing for Bama except LSU every couple years. Ain't nobody in that ACC got nothing for Clemson, and Clemson might be running that ACC for a while. You can roll your purple hull pill, eating ass, peas, eating ass, eyes on you. Put on your mind, put some chow on the peas and speak on it.
No. Wait.
First of all, let me tell you, you're talking about these 3 programs.
Yeah.
These 3 programs, you're right. they are consistently playing in the playoffs and for national championships. But I'm telling you, it's already pre-programmed in the way they set this thing up that you're going to have the same teams a year in and year out. This year was a perfect example. There's no way you should have had Ohio State in that playoff system.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
It's already predetermined. Y'all not following the money.
But I hear what you're saying, but look at what's going on the field.
I'm looking at it on the field.
They put their hands on Clemson. They put their hands on Clemson.
Clemson was already thinking about the NFL draft.
Yeah.
If you looked at Clemson, Clemson did not play Clemson football. They didn't. Now, I give Ohio State credit. I give Justin Fields credit. They played the game that was in front of them. But if Clemson had played Clemson football, that game wouldn't have even been close.
If was the fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah, but we can say that. But
and I'm trying to get there.
But Gabe, we could say that about a lot of teams, man. We can say that about a lot of teams. I understand what you're saying. But here and again,
the thing is, y'all got to understand is college football. There's a lot more parity in college football now than there has been because a lot of these teams.
No, it's not.
What parity is you talking about? What parity is you talking about?
Are you watching the games or are you watching the polls?
No, I'm watching the games. And
I'm watching the games. You can't be watching the game. You can't be watching the game. You can't be watching the game because if you watch the game, Texas A&M should have been in the top 4.
Yeah,
but they weren't.
Okay, because you're watching the polls.
And there's still that 4th spot that I'm talking about is always up for grabs. That ain't got nothing to do with the top 3 that I'm talking about.
Okay, but listen to me. This year, Ohio State got in. They shouldn't have been there.
No, I agree with you.
Notre Dame got in. They shouldn't have been there.
Well,
you got 2 programs that are, through the past 4 or 5 years, Alabama a little bit longer, that are showing consistency. Clemson and Alabama. But if you redo that poll system, you're going to see more teams play for that national championship. It's going to be yearly based. Right now, I'm going to tell you right now who's going to be in the top 5 in the preseason 2021 poll. Alabama.
And it's going to be the same 3 teams that I was just talking about. You making my point. I appreciate it.
You're not listening. They're going to tell you who's going to be there. They're already telling you who's going to be there.
So you're saying they undeserving. So you're saying they undeserving. So you're saying they don't deserve to be there?
They're holding serve, Will. All they got to do is play the schedule. They're holding serve. They're not giving anybody else a chance.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you, are they deserving?
Some years they are, some years they're not.
What year? The only year that have been there is that year they played LSU for the national championship.
And next time the politics is into that.
What you say?
Politics were in that because he was on every
championship.
Listen. Check this out. The teams these are the teams 9 times out of 10 that are in there every year. Clemson, Alabama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, LSU. Georgia, you can throw them in there anomaly. I'm a Georgia football fan. I love it. That was an anomaly. Okay, and one more, in Ohio State. That's it. That doesn't sound like parity to me.
No, the parity is in the play. Are you watching the game?
No. I agree. Oh, no, the play, I get it.
North Carolina. I went and watched North Carolina. Let's see. It was 2 years ago.
But they're not the playoffs, Gabe. I know what you're saying, but they not. That's not. I get what you're saying. All I'm saying is when they do the playoffs, when they have the college football playoffs, And I saw North Carolina, and North Carolina is a good team, but they're not going to put them in there. You're right. Texas A&M should have been in there. Notre Dame should have been there.
You're saying what I'm saying. They're not going to put them in there.
You're saying, okay, I get what you're saying. You're saying the product on the field, there's parity. But with the pollsters, there's not. We're talking about two different things. We're talking about two different things, though.
But what I'm saying is you're not going to get the year-end results based on that year because the polls have already predetermined during the preseason polls.
Okay. What you said is that if Gabe Harris voted on this, who would you put in the playoffs this year?
I would have taken Ohio State out, and I would have taken Notre Dame out. I would have put Texas A&M in there, and I would have put somebody who's played a tough schedule.
I don't get me. I would have put blah blah blah. Put a name to it. Who you putting there?
This year, based on the product on the field, I probably would have put. You know what? I probably would have left Notre Dame in. Just because based on the field.
And the funny part is everybody and their mama knew Notre Dame was going to get boat raced. Everybody knew it.
I wouldn't have put Notre Dame against Alabama.
So who you put?
No, I'm gonna tell you. No. This is who I would have put in.
You watch Clemson Notre Dame play for the third time in 4 weeks.
No, this is who I would have put in. I would have put Alabama, Clemson, probably Notre Dame, because Ohio State didn't play enough. I mean, again, I don't like Dabo Swinney. I'm putting that out there now, but he had a point. Okay, I'd have put Ohio State, Clemson, probably Notre Dame, and Texas A&M. That's even though I knew Notre Dame was going to get boat raced.
Right. To Gabe's point, putting Ohio State in was all about the money because I agree with everybody. They didn't have there was not enough product to watch. Now, fortunately for them, they put in an all-world performance, which required a lot of critics.
They can possibly no. It's a big if. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I don't see it happening. But if they play mistake-free football like they did against Clemson, and they have to beat Alabama,
that's gonna put me off. That's gonna
win a national championship playing 8 games.
8 games. You have an 8-game national championship.
That's gonna happen though.
No, I don't see it happening. Stranger things have happened once the ball.
Don't forget, Ohio State put hands on Alabama a few years ago.
No, they did, but it's a different team. They secondary is trash.
Yeah.
Now they stepped up. Wait, they stepped up Ohio State.
I'm about to say not Alabama.
No. Ohio State stepped up and played because guess what? We've all played sports. We play sports at various levels. And one of the things you can get young men to do more so than you can with professional athletes, and it's not a knock against professional athletes, but the one thing you could get out of young men and young women, okay, is you can motivate them
right
to get above where they normally would play. And the thing, and Dabo disrespecting them and openly disrespecting them about putting them at 11th, I think gave them the ammunition they needed to play above where they probably normally would have, because I watched Ohio State play Indiana and Northwestern, and they should have lost both those games.
Yes,
they should have lost both those games.
Yes,
and those teams don't have nowhere near the talent of Ohio State.
I have a mind against.
Yeah, I attribute a lot of Ohio, a lot of these schools success. Let's be honest, it's recruiting. That's number one, recruiting. If I can get a 5-star defensive tackle and a 5-star offensive guard, and you got nothing but 2 and 3 stars, I'm gonna beat you.
Right.
10 times out of 10.
Because that's the thing that, as a Georgia fan, that everybody always get excited about recruiting. Mark Richt always got to recruit. But when them kids got on that campus, we ain't never developed them.
Okay, but Giff, I hear you. I'm a Georgia fan too, and I know they top 5 recruiting every year.
But
when you got to go up against Alabama, who #1 in recruiting every year, you ain't gonna beat them. You're not gonna beat them.
But the thing is,
but that's
Alabama doesn't have top tier talent.
Coaching matters, absolutely.
That's the difference between Nick Saban and everybody else. I really believe as far as like getting prospects, because everybody getting good players,
right?
But Saban and that coaching staff, he just do something different.
It's like me and you talked about. You got Nick Saban that's gonna come into your living room and tell your mother,
"Yep,
you give me your boy for 4 years, and I'm gonna make him a millionaire."
Yep.
Nick got them 5-star recruits coming in, knowing that they ain't gonna see the field till they sophomore, junior year.
Yeah, absolutely. I give Don Saban credit. You know,
hey, Don Saban, baby.
Don Saban.
Y'all know the line. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, listen, I give Don Saban credit. That man, I would say I hate Alabama. And this is I hate him. Hey, Rip Parks. Rip Parks. This is you, my brother. I hate Nick Saban. I hate Alabama. But I tell you what, if Nick Saban came knocking on my door and recruiting my kid, I'm gonna tell him, you better go with that man.
Hey, baby, go get the pens. Go bring it.
Yes, sir.
Iron. But Nick got first-round talent, practicing against first-round talent year-round.
Yeah.
I mentioned it probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I said Alabama got 22 first-rounders playing on Saturday.
At any given time.
Your team might have 3 or 4.
Exactly. At any given time, Nick got 20 first-rounders on that team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tell you something, fellas, man. What about this time of year? You know, we entering a new year now. And one thing I love about this time of year, we got the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
We got the NFL playoffs, and the NBA season kicks off. And you know, I think this year is going to be a lot more exciting. Again, we got the COVID. We don't have the bubble anymore, and they did a great job with the NBA and that bubble thing. But right now, the NBA season's kicked off, and we got a lot of good teams that might be threatening the Lakers. I don't see it. I'm not a Laker fan.
Don't be disrespectful.
No,
I
ain't a Laker fan, but I think, you know, and I think they'll repeat. But one of the teams is real high profile, and that everybody was excited to see was the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie and Durant teaming up, and they got a great supporting cast.
Right.
Now, the one thing Giff, what's up with your boy Kyrie, man?
Hey, Kyrie told y'all when the season started, he didn't think they needed a coach.
Oh, man.
He said he could be the coach. KD could be the coach. They didn't need a coach. So I don't know if y'all were aware, but y'all know he didn't play last night, right?
No, I know he didn't play.
So they asked Ash during the pregame when Kyrie was. He said he didn't know. Talk about embarrassing, man. How you the coach? And this ain't no knock on Steve, man, but your star player, and you don't know where he is. Right? This dude MIA. And then he came at the end of the night and said, you know, I didn't feel like playing. Now, I know, you know, we had a lot going on in our country the past couple of days and everything. I don't know if that's what it was, because the brother might need a mental health break. But, you know, I mean, man, it's professionalism, man. You know, like, hey, man, you need some time off. You let somebody know. You don't just, like, not show up. So what I'm saying is,
that's what Ike told Tina.
So what now?
That's what Ike told Tina. Next time you need some time off, give a player some notice.
I don't know how Steve Nash is going to be able to be the authority figure or the coach in the room when you got a guy like Kyrie that is like, hey, I'm just going to go when I feel like it. Like, you know, management is there, but somebody got to give Steve some type of backup, man. He got to have some type of juice behind him, because this ain't going to work, man. Now, they won the game last night despite him not playing, and we know KD was out for the COVID-related stuff. But, like, you can't have a team like that where your star player is just like, hey, man, I ain't showing up tonight.
Let me tell you something.
Kyrie is that airman that know more than the flight chief. You know that I had zero tolerance for that airman that know more than me.
Let me tell you something, man. Kyrie is one of the best, is the best ball handler that I've ever seen. Kyrie can do some special things on the court. The brother is talented as all get out. Okay, I respect his game. But let me tell you something, man. He has no professionalism.
None.
Okay, none. Steve Nash is a first-time head coach, a Hall of Fame player, a first-time head coach. He has no respect for that man.
No.
Okay, he begged KD to come and play with him. Maybe he told KD he wasn't going to be there. I don't know. I don't care. All I'll say is this. Kyrie is an immature little bitch. He is. He's an immature little bitch. And you do not do that to your team.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't care. I know what happened. We all know what happened. But I guarantee you, we all had to go to work the next day, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had to show our ass up. I couldn't call into my boss and tell them, hey, based on everything that happened in our nation's capital, I ain't feeling it today. I'm going to take a mental health break. Now, again, I get it. He has a platform. He's a multi-million-dollar. I mean, he's got way more talent in his body than I got. And he can make decisions like that. But I'm tired of seeing people on social media caping off of this dude talking about, well, you got to respect him because he's standing up. We all standing up for what's right.
Correct.
Do not do that to your team.
Yeah.
You do not do that to your coach. Okay. You may be a great player. Okay. But you don't know how to coach an NBA team. And for him, even in the beginning, for him to say, we don't need a coach. We don't need a coach. Bro, you didn't win nothing without LeBron. And I can't stand LeBron, but you didn't win nothing without him.
But this is where this clown lives. This ain't nothing new for him. Now, I was a Kyrie fan. And one of me and Giff's first conversations, when I found out Giff was a Duke fan, Giff said, man, I can't stand Kyrie. He said, Giff, you always call him, I'm going to get me Kyrie. Man, that dude is selfish. He think he's the smartest person in every room.
Yep.
And he's too damn smart for his own good. Now, what they need to do, and what nobody has probably ever done to him in his entire basketball career, is, hey, look, bastard, you gonna sit your ass down and you gonna abide to some rules around here, how we do things around here. Now, one of the favorite things that I like to do when me and this man here, we go back 20 years. Mr. Harris, what does GM Harris do in this situation? That's one of my favorite games to play is GM Harris.
I'm going to tell you. First of all, I've already heard that he's not traveling with the team tonight for tonight's game.
To Memphis, yeah.
The team has already said he's not going to be with them. So maybe they've already said, okay, look, we're going to nip this in the bud, get ahead of this problem before it even gets started. But going back to what Thrill said, you're not going to dictate to me what you are and what you're not going to do.
You do not dictate terms.
I don't get, as a GM, if I'm the GM, I don't care how much money I give you. It doesn't give you the ability to just say when you're going to play and when you're not. So as a GM, it's an immediate suspension from team activities.
Absolutely.
Immediate. And I'm taking pay. Whatever that money, whatever that money was that I gave you on your contract, we're gonna deduct
whatever I put in, I want everything I put in.
Everything I lost and everything you took in.
No, but hey, but
you have to, because the Nets have the potential to go deep in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
You put this team together And I've watched a couple of games. They probably
it is a well put together.
Nice. So you're not gonna derail this with your I get me Kyrie attitude.
Right.
I done brought KD in. We done suffered through his injury. We went through last year. We took our lumps and we lost our losses. We did whatever we had to do. Now it's time to reap the rewards. And when these fans come back, I need to put a quality product on the field. I need to make sure everybody on board. You are not going to dictate to me what it is I'm going to try to build as a GM. I'm sorry.
Hey, Gabe, let me ask you a question. And I 100% agree with everything you just said, especially from a GM perspective. But and you know, not just for Gabe, but Thrill and you and Giff, if y'all want to chime in, please do so. But as Steve Nash is a first-time head coach, wouldn't you put your foot down? Wouldn't you step up and say that?
So
wouldn't you say, you know what?
Right, but that's not who he is.
No, I'm not saying that's who he is, but what I'm saying is he has to get the I mean, come on, it's a blatant level.
I agree. He got great. Hey, if he let that ride, he gonna lose the locker room.
Right. Steve Nash even said Steve Nash even said when the reporters asked him, why is Kyrie not playing or why is he here? He said he didn't even know. So as a head coach, you have to get that locker room. You're exactly right, Thrill. Because if you don't discipline, look at what happened with the Clippers last year. Look at what the Clippers, the mess they had to deal with last year. Right, with Kawhi getting 3 days off a week and Paul George and his mess and what it did to the team, it derailed them in the end. You got to step up now, man, and nip it like Gabe said. You got to nip this in the bud, man.
You got to burn it like that.
I got to get my right now.
Nip it in the blood.
But the front office got to get in behind theirs too, though, man. Like Gabe said, man, the GM got to step up and have a meeting with him. Like, hey, man, listen. And I understand if you need a break, hey, man, it is what it is. We can work that out. But you can't have us out here looking bad. It's like my daddy say, hey, let me know what it is. I can fix it. But don't have me going out here in front of these people at this school looking like a fool. I mean, you're going to have work to do. Let me know what it is, so we're going to feel. I don't know. And Steve Nash and the entire Nets organization, I know it ain't against them, but he really made them look bad last night, man. Like, that was horrible.
That's his MO. That's his MO. He did it in Boston. Man, how can you have a problem with Brad Stevens?
I know. Exactly. Kyrie is a coach killer.
I told Thrill about it when I met him.
Hey, Giff told me about him in 2015.
And what he played? And what he do? He played like 2 games at Duke, and then
I know he played 2 games. We played against Arizona, and he came out and had a killer game. Ain't nobody else can touch the ball, but I'm gonna get me. Kyrie got here. All about me, Kyrie got everything he wanted. First round pick. I'll let you see when I see you.
But Gabe, you're a basketball coach, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You out of anybody in this group. I've coached football, so but I'm not going to equate this because you got five guys on the court in basketball. You got 11 in football. But
what I'm not going to do is make Gabe to be some basketball authority. But please continue with your question.
Okay.
First of all, he ain't talking to you. He talking to the basketball guru here.
Okay, but Gabe, a basketball coach. Okay, so as a coach and as somebody that's got that mindset, as well as like Thrill said a little while ago, as a coach, you gotta make sure that everybody knows of the team. Nobody says you got to be an asshole. Okay, but everybody got to know you got this. You're in control of the situation. I understand being the GM, and the GM has a different role and a different set of responsibilities. But as a coach, the rest of the team needs to know, okay, we can't just run over this dude. We can't just roll up and not show up. You got to put your foot down, man. And again, Steve Kerr, prime example. Steve Kerr took over a team as a first-time head coach. Okay, he had Draymond to deal with. And he and Draymond them butted heads, and they had their issues. But guess what? He got the respect to that locker room to the point where they ran off, several championships, like 3 championships in 5 years, just on his leadership. Brooklyn, as talented as they are, even with KD
might be the most talented team in the
Kyrie and them, they should be the team coming. I'm telling you right now. I
see that the most talented team in the East.
They got the most talented team in the East. They got the most depth of any team in the Eastern Conference right now. But I'm telling you right now, this could derail them. This situation could fester, and the rest of the players on that team, okay, they might not have Kyrie's star power.
The thing is, Kyrie don't give a damn.
No, he don't. He don't.
I don't think Kyrie care at all.
He doesn't. He does not.
He's going to the bank every Tuesday, and the money's already there.
Yep. I don't think Kyrie cares. I don't think championships are his goal. I think it's like Giff said. I want to get out. I'm gonna score 25 a night. I'm gonna make some highlight plays, and I'm gonna cash these checks. And then I'm gonna talk about how flat the earth is, and hotel my way back to the hotel.
So let me ask you this question on the real. Do you see Steve Nash being there for the long haul?
I do.
Like say 3-4 years.
I do. Because I'm trying to figure out who you going to replace him with. Because you ain't bringing no authority figure in there for Kyrie. That ain't going to fly.
No,
you're
not.
Fly.
You're right.
But
the only person you can bring in there right now behind Steve Nash is Phil Jackson.
Yep, Phil Jackson.
And Kyrie going to
do that Jedi mind trick thing with Kyrie, man.
Because man, it wasn't about that Jedi mind trick. Phil would tell you to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Kyrie the Jedi.
Kyrie going to either get out or he going to follow what Phil telling him. Because the rings speak volume.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's why Kerr had to respect in his locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How you gonna tell Steve Kerr what you ain't gonna do? He played with Mike.
Yeah.
Arguably the greatest player of all time.
And keep in mind, Steve Kerr got more rings. Steve Kerr got more rings than Mike.
Right.
Okay. Or just no, he got 6. No, I think he got 6 too. No, but he got rings as a coach. He got more rings than Mike.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he garners more respect based off credentials than say, Steve Nash, who didn't win a championship.
And stole one of Kobe's MVPs.
And stole one of Shaq's MVPs.
Dirty bastard.
No. But anyway, to get back to again, this is why I love this time of year, man. With the NBA kicking off and football. But I'm telling you, the thing I'm most excited about right now, the playoffs this weekend, man. I already got going tomorrow. Go get to meet the grill and
yes, sir. Wild card weekend, baby.
Yes, sir.
Weekend.
This is my favorite weekend of the year. Go out, get me some meat. I already got my meat to smoke. Get me some adult beverages and kick back and watch some football with my son, man.
Yes,
so Gabe, what's up, man? What are you looking most forward to with the NFL playoffs?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, tomorrow it starts off at 1 o'clock. Wild card games. The NFL has expanded the wild card weekend,
which I love.
So now you got 6 games instead of 4.
Yeah.
This weekend starting tomorrow with the Colts and the Bills. And honestly, I'm gonna give you a rundown. On each team. You got the Colts and the Bills, Rams and the Seahawks, Buccaneers at Washington. Now, on Saturday, you have the potential for all underdogs to win.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You have the potential for all underdogs to win. And even look at that Sunday. You got Ravens at Titans, Bears at Saints, and Browns and Steelers, you got a potential for about 4 or 5 upsets in that division, that wild card round.
Outside of your Bears game, which game are you most excited to see?
Yeah.
The Ravens and Titans because of their history.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, because of their history. But I also want to see that Rams and Seahawks games because of the two defenses that's going to be played. And if Jared Goff plays for the Rams, that has the ability to be an exciting football game. I think Tom Brady is going to go into Washington.
If Jalen travels and follows Metcalf all game.
But I'm also excited to see, a lot of people not paying attention to it, but Washington got hot late in the season because of their defense.
Yeah.
Their record is 7-9, but they had those early losses early in the season while they were trying to get their quarterback situation straight. But their defense is probably one of the top 5 defenses over the last 6 games.
No, they're one of the top 5 defenses, period.
That boy from Ohio, Ohio playing some good football out there, boy.
Yeah, but here's what I say. Out of the 3 games that are being played tomorrow, Buffalo and Indy, Washington and New England, and I'm sorry, what would you say the other game was?
LA Rams at the Seahawks.
Rams the Seahawks. I think the one blowout game tomorrow is going to be Tampa over Washington. And I love Washington's defense. I love their defense. But they're a young team, and Tampa is top 10 against the run. Okay, Alex Smith, he don't throw a pass over 5 yards. Okay. Alex Smith will take care of the ball. He won't turn it over, but they got to do these 10, 12, 13 play drives to score points.
He ain't taking no chances with the ball.
No, and Tampa's got too many weapons. Now, the Colts and Buffalo could get ugly, depending on which Phillip Rivers shows up tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Because he ain't telling no lies, man. Man, I just like you said, I have watched every snap of Indianapolis football this year. And man, it's Jekyll and Hyde with that fool. And y'all know how pissed I was in the pub when we signed him. And Gabe, I ain't never liked him. Yeah. Never liked him. You know what I can't stand.
Y'all got one job.
I can't stand turnovers. I can't stand turnovers, and Rivers will turn that rock over, boy.
What Indy needs to do, just to talk about, strategy with regard to the Buffalo Indy game. What Indy needs to do, because Buffalo has got that such an explosive offense, that kid Jonathan Taylor, they need to run him. They need to run him 30, 35 times tomorrow.
At least 25 carries.
25 to 30 carries. Keep Josh Allen over there on the sideline where he can't get on the field. Okay, that's the only shot they got, because if Phillip Rivers goes out there, and I'm telling you right now, if he throws over 30 to 35 times tomorrow, y'all gonna lose.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if we fall behind early and he has to throw, we're gonna get blown out.
Yeah, you're done. We're
gonna get blown out.
They got to run Jonathan Taylor close to 30 to 35 carries.
Yep.
But he has to produce.
They got to produce. Yeah. I mean, he's been hot.
I need at least 3 yards of carry.
No, he's been hot for the last 5 games.
Play some good football.
Yeah, he's been hot. As far as the Baltimore Tennessee game, which is my favorite, that's the game
what I want to talk about.
Yeah, that's going to be a physical game. They don't like each other.
Y'all got a problem in that boy that's carrying that ball for Tennessee, though, boy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He had 195 yards in that divisional round playoff game last year.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm telling you what?
Tennessee don't have no problem giving him 35 carries. None.
But here's the
way. Give it to your Bearcat.
But here's what I think.
What'd you say?
No, here's what I would say about that game as far as strategy is concerned. And again, I'm not an NFL coach, okay, but I've coached and I look and I watch the games intently.
Right.
One of the things that I think gives Lamar problems. Tennessee has a terrible pass rush. They don't have a pass rush to speak of. So they like to sit back in the zone. Lamar has problems with zone defenses. Now, if you got a good front four, or if you blitz a lot, Lamar, he don't have to think. He can go outside.
Right.
And if you get the man-to-man and you got your back to him, oh, it's a wrap. You can forget it.
Right.
But if you're sitting in the zone and he's staring you and they got an eye on you and they got a spy or something on him, that's when he has problems. But honestly, I think Baltimore is going to win that game. And the reason why I think they're going to win that game is because they know they should have won that game earlier in the year. They went to overtime. They should have won that game. Okay, so I think Baltimore going to take Tennessee. I think the Buffalo Indy game, I think it's going to be, and I hate to say this, man, I do. My gut tells me Buffalo's going to blow out the Colts. But again, all of that is predicated on what Phillip Rivers does and what kind of game plan they have. Now, their Washington Tampa Bay game, I think Tampa's going to beat them. I think they're going to blow them out. It may be close going into halftime, but I think they're going to blow them out. Okay.
Thinking.
Now, that Rams-Seahawks game, that's going to be a good game. I think that might be the best game of the weekend. Because
only if Jared Goff plays.
Right, true that. Because guess what? That pass rush that the Rams got, they love some Russell Wilson. They love, especially Aaron Donald. Man, he done sacked him more than he sacked any quarterback.
That might be the best defensive player I've seen in a long time.
Oh, my God.
Hey, me and Gabe was talking. Hey, that boy, I don't want to get ridiculous and say that he's at a Lawrence Taylor level, but
as a defensive lineman, he is.
As a defensive
too.
Yeah.
As
he ain't really that big. He ain't really that big either.
Like I said, that's just what I'm saying. As an undersized defensive tackle,
he's a better version. He's a better version of Warren Sapp.
They put. I agree with that. That. They put a stat up saying that it's been single digits. How many times he's been single covered?
Man,
because you can't.
Every play.
Okay.
You can't. So, Giff, what game you looking forward to, Giff, this weekend?
I'm looking forward to the Saints and the Bears.
What the hell?
Why?
Give me out.
About that game.
Give me out. Listen. I know Trubisky is tricky, all right? But I like that Bears defense. And the thing is, I don't know what old man Breeze, how he gonna show up on tomorrow. So we don't know what version of him we're gonna get.
And I apologize because I didn't comment on that game. So, Gabe, I know the Bears are your team, so my apologies for not commenting on that game. I will, but I'm gonna say this. The Saints gonna beat the dog shit out of the Bears.
I didn't say they weren't gonna win, but I just think it's gonna be a close game that people think.
Hey,
if y'all think Trubisky is you
hear what I said?
Oh, man, but
I said that Bears defense.
What and y'all know
the Bears have a good defense. The Bears do have a good defense.
Nothing I hate more in life than agreeing with Gifford. But what Breeze are we gonna get, man?
Yeah, what Breeze we gonna get is what I'm saying. Which one gonna show up?
Yeah.
Man, Breeze.
I don't know if Breeze. Hey, let me ask y'all this. And this is a legit question. I'm gonna go around and just say yes or no. Can Breeze still throw that 15-yard out?
No.
I want him to. I want him to. Because Tom said don't get a 75 yards to the house.
Man, my puppy just turned 3 years old yesterday, and he could throw a 15-yard out better than Breeze can. Man.
Hey, now I'll ask y'all this since we still on the NFL. What y'all think about the football that Tom Terrific playing right now?
He's doing that against a bunch of scrub teams.
Okay.
I think he had a great season.
Right. He hadn't done it against some top-tier talent. You're right.
Tom Brady is 1-5 against playoff teams this year.
Yeah.
1-5.
Yeah.
10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Yeah.
You tell me.
But honestly, though, how much is that due to not having a full repertoire of weapons?
No, no, and not having an all season with a
Not
new
even that, off-season training camp. Yeah.
right, with a new team and a new system. Again, I'm not knocking him. I think he had a great season.
These last couple of weeks getting AB acclimated, I think it's gonna be a big thing. And then having Mike Evans back.
Hey, how?
But I will
have AB as your second option.
Well, listen,
third option.
Yeah, but I will
slot. Yeah.
No, but I will say this, and I keep in mind Evans might not play, so
He's playing. Evans has already said it's Super Bowl or bust for them, so he's playing.
Okay, to piggyback on what you just said, I will say this: if I'm the Green Bay Packers, other than the Saints, maybe the team I don't want to see is Tampa because they got hot at the right time.
But I don't mind seeing Tampa in Green
Bay.
Yeah, right. I don't mind seeing Tampa in Green Bay.
Okay, that's why it was so crucial for Green Bay to get that home field advantage that last week.
Had to happen. Okay, but understand this too. But understand this too. Tampa, where did Tom Brady play for 20 years?
New England.
You don't think he get cold up there?
Tom Brady is acclimated.
I'm saying, yeah, I know what though. When was the last time Brady started playoffs on the road?
Oh no, what's it called?
That's not gonna matter anything, but it's just something.
New England went through the road a couple times on their runs, man.
No, every time they won. No.
They won every division so many times.
Every time New England's won the Super Bowl, every time they won the Super Bowl, they had home field advantage.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a factor. I just think that's pretty amazing that for the most of his career, he's had home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah. Now they've also lost games where they've had home field. So it ain't a given that if you get home field, they're gonna win it. But
I know we never came to Foxborough and won. The only times we beat them was at the house that Peyton built.
No, we got him in Foxborough in 2012. We got him.
Mm-hmm.
We got him in 2008. That year. What
you think about that Steelers and Browns game?
Man, all right. So look, and I'm gonna ask you. I'm glad you brought that up, man. Hey, so I had read earlier that a few sports writers said that they felt that they were doing Cleveland wrong.
No, they ain't. I don't want to hear that. No, they ain't.
I agree. That's why I was going to ask y'all what y'all thought about it. Is Cleveland being done a disservice?
No,
because Cleveland hadn't been in the building all week.
Look at what Baltimore had to go through early in the year.
Baker Mayfield said he hasn't thrown a football to a wide receiver since last Sunday's game.
Okay, well, you know what? You better go get in your car, drive in downtown Cleveland, go find you a couple of dudes, go to the field and throw the damn ball. That's on you, dog.
Okay.
Ain't nobody.
They made Denver play football
with one of us. I know he called me and asked what I was doing Sunday. Come on, play quarterback.
Man, ain't nobody got no sympathy for them. But I think honestly, I think
Pittsburgh gonna beat the dog shit out of them.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a boat race.
Yeah,
because they should have beat them this past Sunday with a bunch of second and third.
Watch Cleveland blow these fools out.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Hey, I'm like my brother. He's a Pittsburgh fan. He said he's worried because he's always under the impression if you got a team that you could possibly face in the first round, you get rid of their ass in the regular season.
Yeah.
He should have got rid of. He said we should have got rid of Cleveland last week.
But you know what? This one of them games where I don't give a damn who wins the game. I hope both of them lose. Okay, I don't like Pittsburgh or Cleveland because I'm gonna tell you something.
That's your division, though. Your division got 3 teams in the playoffs.
Okay, let me tell you something. Hey, honestly,
your division put 3 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I hope Pittsburgh loses. I'm gonna tell you why. Pittsburgh.
You don't want to see him?
No, I want to see Pittsburgh.
No, you
I
don't.
want to see. No. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. No, hear me out.
Take your ego out. Take your ego out. You don't want to see Pittsburgh.
No, listen to what I'm saying. The reason I wanted to see Pittsburgh, one, we should have got them last time. Number two, Pittsburgh knew what the hell they were doing. Tomlin went ahead and put them second and third stringers in to start that game because had he beat Cleveland, he would have saw Baltimore in the first round. He didn't want to see us. You can't see me, homie.
Why would he want to play you early?
No, so he'd rather play Cleveland than us. That's what that was.
Yes. Yes.
And nobody, and you know what? Nobody talked about it.
Come on, quick. That's common sense. You want to see Baltimore and that defense and that mobile quarterback, or you want to see somebody that's going to be standing still in the pocket?
Exactly. So first
come on, quick.
Hey, Gabe, you remember they called the black and blue division?
Hey, listen.
That's physical football. Man, ain't no way that I want to see Lamar Jackson earlier than I have to.
Hey, listen, like we used to say back in the day when I played ball to the other team. If you scared, say you're scared. Okay.
First of all,
no, man.
Us out playing in front of 800 people. Mike Tomlin got 15 million on the line.
You scared, say you're scared, bro.
Nah, dog, that's good football.
You can use them cliches down at Travis Air Force Base. No. That ain't working at NFL level, baby.
Hey, y'all heard what Juju said?
What'd he say?
And he took a shot at Cleveland. And Cleveland mad as hell right now because he told them, he's like, look, they the same old Browns to me. He said, ain't nothing different about them.
They are. They are. Now, what this does hurt Cleveland making the playoffs hurts OJ.
OBJ, you mean?
Oh, yeah, whatever. Hurts Beckham.
No, I thought you were talking about the shoes. So I ain't know you were talking about.
How so?
Because we done made the playoffs without you. Now you can go. No,
listen to me.
That's
and y'all know I'm a fan.
If you get a first round exit, even though you made the playoffs without him, you get a first round exit. It shows you what having that other dimension can bring, and you could possibly go deeper if you have
defense.
What?
No, take baby.
If they win the Super Bowl without him, then yeah, I see what you're doing.
I'm glad we're talking about. Is Baker Mayfield the long-term solution in Cleveland?
I'm always a fan of.
I'm not a fan of
people being in the right system for them. Sometimes you can just be in the right system and it can work for you. I don't know if Stefanski and Baker Mayfield can make it work because I mean, look at Lincoln Riley and not Lincoln Riley, but who was the coach? Stoops. And Baker. Sometimes it's just being in that right system, and you can go far with it.
Yeah.
Hey, well, first of all, he got a solid running game behind him, boy.
Boy, do it.
He got some horses in the backfield.
Running that bang.
He got some horses in the backfield.
But, got a nice tight end, Hooper.
They got two tight ends.
I know he hurt. We got two tight ends.
And Njoku and Hooper. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the deal. They're gonna bring him back.
Yeah, I can see him bringing him back.
Yeah, they can bring it back. But I was about somebody said that earlier about not bringing back OBJ, and I'm like, nah, that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. Just because he gives your team just a different element, man.
Now you can trade Odell.
That's what you got.
If you can trade Odell to get into one of them top 5 positions and get one of them Alabama wide receivers. Hey,
but
you trade Odell and get a Devontae Smith or Waddle.
Nah, this is gonna be a conversation for one of the next
episode.
If we get to the draft or whatever. how does Devontae Smith's game translate to Sunday afternoons?
You know what? Yeah, we don't. I don't want to get too deep into it because you're right. That's something we can talk about next episode.
Right.
One thing about Devontae Smith that kind of scares me a little bit, Desmond Howard.
No.
Think about it. Think about it.
And I love Desmond.
I used to love Desmond Howard too, but that kind of
I don't think Desmond Howard is anywhere near as polished as Devontae Smith was coming out.
And you might be right. It's just that because Devontae is a great punt returner, he's a great receiver. Now, if his receiving skill set or his abilities as a receiver doesn't translate over to the NFL, I mean, I'm telling you, because Desmond Howard, everybody thought Desmond Howard was just going to be, going to blow the league up, and Washington found out real quick all he could do is run that punts.
5'9", 190.
Yeah, but Devontae was what, 6'1", 6 foot, about 175. Yeah.
Hey, Will, they saying though, like his skill set reminds him of that mute dude that used to play with your team. You know the dude.
Talking about that mute dude.
Mute dude, man. Come on. He don't know talk. But boy, he can catch that thing. Come on, Will. What's his name?
Which one you talking about? You talking about that dude whose number we don't talk about?
Yeah. They say he reminds a lot of people of.
Who?
So number 88 used to play for the Colts. We don't say his name, or some people.
You talking about Harvin? You didn't hear what I said. I said Harvin Marison.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we talking about that dude. We talking about that dude.
You talking about the killer?
Wow. Maybe one of the best route runners in the NFL. What you think, Gabe? About number 88.
If I had to bet a pearl handle pistol, I would say yes.
You say yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Bet a pearl handle pistol? Yeah. Yeah. And you talking about a dude who had average speed at best.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't no burner.
Nah.
He ain't have to be, boy. He ran the routes, though.
Hey, boy, he was gonna open them hips up, though.
Yes, sir.
Around.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. I tell you what, man. I can't wait.
The fact that he had Reggie Wayne playing on the other side.
Yeah.
So you absolutely had to decide where you was gonna shade that coverage to.
Yeah. But I tell you what, fellas, like I said before, man, I'm looking forward to this weekend, playoff games and whatnot. And once again, Happy New Year to everybody. Y'all stay safe.
Hold on, bro. Before we sign off, I want to get everybody on record. First week, give me your Super Bowl picks.
My Super Bowl pick is Green Bay and Buffalo.
I got Tampa and I got Baltimore.
I got Green Bay and the Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs and the Seahawks.
Oh, okay. All right. Everybody different. Everybody. And one thing I love, we didn't all go chalk either. Everybody, we know who the favorites are in the AFC and the NFC, and we didn't do that. Yeah. So, like I said, thank you. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we really, really, appreciate all the love you guys been showing us. It really means a lot to us. And again, we appreciate any and all feedback that we can get because we want to get better for you guys. We want to get better for ourselves. And much love to all y'all. We're going to sign off here. Thrill, Gabe, and Giff.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We see y'all next week. Peace out.
All right, peace.